So do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years. Of
What?
taking control of your body.
Correct.
Being independent. I earn my own money. I don't rely on a guy. I'm
Girl
paid
power.
Exactly. I'm paid more than other
100%.
guys.
Do you think...
She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years. Absolutely correct.
Andrew Tate and Bonnie Blue. Can't say I saw this one coming. I mean, I get it. I get it for the views, but, you know, this video is going to be pointless, bro. It's going to be pointless, dog. But, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
Andrew, what do you think of Bonnie Blue sleeping with 1,057 men?
How honest should I be out of 10?
11.
I want you to be honest.
You want me to be honest? Honest?
Yeah, go on.
I don't understand why men sit here and try and lecture you about it. I don't understand why men sit here and say you shouldn't do it. It's
Yeah.
your body, your choice, right? This is the world we now live in. This is the end result of feminism. You are the perfect end result of feminism.
The end.
In the world I believe in the conservative, traditionally masculinely ruled world, a man would be in charge of his daughters until they're handed over to their husbands or boyfriends, and there would be a degree of masculine guidance. But feminism didn't want that. You know, women complained that men don't want to get married. We did actually want to get married when we got obedient virgins, but they disappeared, and they complained about the patriarchy, and they were tired of us giving them a house to live in and kids to raise, and they wanted to make their own choices. So she's making her own choice. That's a fantastic thing. I actually have a lot of respect for you because you own it and you're honest about it.
What if it was your daughter?
Well, that won't happen.
Facts.
She's her own person.
I never said my daughter's her own person. I said women
gonna
want to
be
be
a-
their own people. But my point is,
Bars.
there's so many women who go to Magaluf for a weekend and do something very similar, and then they come back to England and get with some fucking guy and start asking for presents from him and talking about how they deserve a traditional relationship and they want to get married and they want a Christmas present and all this bullshit. Most women do exactly what Bonnie does. I don't see you any different than most women. And I'm not saying that in a degrading way.
Most women don't sleep with 1,057 men in a day.
1,000? Does it fucking matter?
I think it does.
I don't really think it does.
So the-
It's
there's
all
no-
disgusting to me. If I met a woman and she said, I just sucked a dick yesterday, I'd say, well, I find you repulsive. I don't want to sleep with you. Goodbye.
But so you're only going after virgins?
Well, it's not about only going after virgins, but I think if you're a straight man, the idea of having a bunch of men fuck a woman that you're with is pretty repulsive.
But everyone has a past.
But see,
When
this
you
is the
prefer
kind of
your
shit
girls
white
have
people say.
experience.
I don't know what's wrong with you people. Everyone has a past. That's not acceptable. In fact, let's analyze that. Everyone has a past. You're right. Everyone does have a past. It's true. But isn't the primary objective of a man to find a woman with as little past as possible? Would you argue that's one of the precursors to finding a wife?
depends
Considering that wives were supposed to be virgins. This was the deal. The reason I'm proud of Bonnie, and I am genuinely proud of you, I like Bonnie. I like what she's doing. Because the deal was...
Are you not, like, contradicting yourself here?
In what way?
Well, you're proud of her sleeping with 1,057 guys, but women should be virgins.
No, I'm saying that the social contract, the construct of society that made family function was women were obedient virgins and they found a man who provided for them and they listened to that man. Women have then said, we don't like the patriarchy. We're tired of being provided for. We're tired of being taken care of. We don't want to listen to anybody. We want to make our own decisions. That was women and feminism that ended the traditional family unit. And now women can make their own decisions. So I'm glad that Bonnie's making her own decision.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not here to
people
tell you not to
say
do it.
I take women back 100 years. I'm like, no, I'm the clear example of how to be empowered. I use my body. I do what I want, when I want. And this is the thing you've been banging on about for years. And when I get hate, like when I click on the comments of these women that are like, oh, you're taking us back 100 years. Then in their bio it says stay-at-home mom of two. I'm thinking, what the fuck was you rooting for?
That's
because
right.
you have just stayed
That's
at
right,
home.
Bonnie. See, this is the future.
Yeah.
This is the future. This is fantastic. It's exactly what Western society's headed to. So why are we going to sit here and pretend this is not? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that most women who go on girls' holidays aren't doing something similar to what Bonnie does just because it's not on camera? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that these men who walk around with their wives in the pub in England, and they're like, oh, my wife, yeah, everyone has a past. Oh, no, she's done the same shit. What's the difference? Who gives a fuck, right? We're either going to care and accept that women are judged on their past and judged on their innocence and judged on their naivety and judged on these things like it used to be. Or we're going to sit and say it doesn't matter, everyone has a past. Well, if everyone has a past, everyone has a past. Who gives a fuck? Does it really matter?
So
anymore?
What would you do if it was your daughter, though?
But why are you asking?
I get what Cuz doing, bro. That's a smart motherfucker, dog. Tate a smart motherfucker, bro. Just taking the weapons away with kindness, bro. But optically, dog, I don't understand the point. I mean, I get the point. It's just continuing the same message, bro. You feel me? But I find it interesting that Andrew Tate has volunteered to participate in this interview with a Bonnie Blue. I'm trying to understand his agenda, right? Because, I mean, he ain't saying nothing that should be surprising to anybody, bro. Right? It is what it is, bro. I don't know, sometimes I sit at this point, bro. It's like I can't even get mad at these slurs for doing what they doing, bro. Like, the society has said it's okay to do this, and if anybody look at you differently for doing it, then shame on them, not shame on you, bro. Society's upside down. It is what it is. But you ask like me, and I got the pedigree of a Tate. I got the caliber of Tate. At least, someone trying to portray this image, bro. Like I'm worth, millies on top of millies, bro. Like hundreds of millies, dog. And I'm doing all this, that, and the third, trying to save the world, bro. You are not going to catch me within the same building as a fucking Bonnie Blue. Especially not sharing the same air as this motherfucker, bro. Like, you shouldn't even accepted this interview with this whore, bro. It's like, there's not a dollar that, I don't know, Rob Moore. Maybe that's your homie. I don't fucking know. But it's like, if Tate really out here ramping on some goddamn, traditional androcentric type of shit, bro, this bitch should not be in the same room as you. That's what I find interesting, bro. It's like I don't understand Tate's angle. I don't understand what he gets out of this, right? I don't know, maybe the attention that he has had is dwindling, so he wants to be polarizing again or something, bro. But if I'm fucking Tate and I'm really the man I'm claiming to be, bro, I'm behind the scenes, goddamn, handling my business. Give a fuck about no whore and no fucking interview just to continue calling a whore, bro. We need to goddamn fix it and empower women to do the right thing, or empower women to do the things we want women to do that's gonna fix this shit, as opposed to being in the fucking same room as the whore of whores. The whore of whores, bro.
What would you do if it was your daughter, though?
But why are you asking impossible questions?
Well, it's not an impossible question.
Of course it is.
How?
It can't happen.
But anything can happen.
It's against the laws of physics.
It's not.
Bro, dead ass, bro. I'm grossed out by seeing this bitch. Just period, bro. I'm literally, you talking about repulsed, bro? I'm literally repulsed by this bitch, dog. Sitting here. You know what I'm saying? She's just a reflection of how fucked up men are today, bro. 1,000 motherfuckers sign up to fucking all put their tip in a bitch, bro. Oh, man.
I mean, if your daughter opened her legs and took 1,000 dicks, it's not impossible.
Of course it is.
What?
Why
I mean,
is
the
it
dicks
impossible?
would enter her pussy, therefore she's taken.
It's literally impossible for my daughter.
What, are
bitch,
you
you
going to
ain't
be
allowed to
there
speak
against
to
your
me.
daughter's pussy saying
You
that
can't
dick's not
speak to me.
entering
No,
her?
my daughter just wouldn't make that decision.
But why?
Because I still raise her in a household where she is masculinely guided, and she will be guided by me until I hand her over to some other man. However, I believe when women are left to their own devices, they will only ever make stupid decisions.
Was mine a stupid decision?
I wouldn't say it's any more stupid than most decisions women make, to be honest with you. I think that most women, to some degree, are sex workers anyway. Look at Miami or Dubai. What's your job? Oh, I've got a boyfriend. So your job is being a girlfriend. And why does he give you money? Because you give him sex. So most women are sex workers anyway, to be honest.
But isn't that what you said the family unit was?
Well, then you're a sex worker with one customer. Which is nice. I guess it's better. It's more efficient.
But what about if you're raising children? That's not sex work, is it?
No, that's being a mother.
Yeah.
All right, so that's interesting, Rob. Rob said this, not me. So they're either virgins, sex workers, or mothers. Are those the three
I
categories?
think you're putting words into my mouth.
I think that's what Rob just said. Those are the three
I'm
categories.
just sat in the middle.
And women have to choose to be one of them.
So is that what you think?
I think that when a woman becomes a mother, she has a purpose. And I think that women should be having children as soon as possible. And I think it gives their life a direction. And I think it's the most important thing to preserve society, especially if you want to talk about geopolitics and talk about race and all of these things. If you want to have a country that looks like the country it used to be, you need to have the original people from there having children. I think all of that is true. Absolutely. I think every day a woman goes without having kids is primarily a waste of time. But once again, what does it matter what I think? Rob, I've given up. Rob, I've given up trying to save the world. I've given up. No, Rob. I've given up. I've given up on misogyny and all this shit.
No, you haven't.
They attacked me with the Matrix. They keep throwing me in jail. I am now all for women empowerment. I think women should run around fucking as many men as they want.
Stupid, bro.
I like what Bonnie's doing. She's getting the bag. She's getting rich. Most girls out here don't want to have kids. They just want to get Birkin bags and Instagram likes. Good. I'm a feminist, a pro-feminism. This is the world now. How the world's going to end up, who gives a fuck? Who cares about the future? Doesn't matter.
See, women go around, use sex to their advantage, but then are happy to cry about it straight away, saying, oh, he took advantage of me. And it's like, you're the one that wanted to do sex to have like the job promotion, or you're the one that wanted to have sex to get more attention or try and be more liked, but then they cry about it. And that's what I get frustrated about. And even with porn stars, like people in my industry, they'll do this for a few years.
Hey, man, I'm keeping it a bean, bro. I was intrigued about this conversation, bro, but I'm not trying to hear this whole talk. Like, this bitch don't deserve my attention, but, you know, I'm here for the... You know what I mean? But, you know, Tate out here taking... I get what he doing, bro. He flipping it, and I get all that, bro. But just... It bothers me that I'm sitting here wasting my motherfucking time listening to this fucking whore with her pussy talk about the 1,000... Bitch. Fuck out of here. Go suck a dick. You gotta treat them like that, bro. Don't put these hoes on no goddamn platform, dog. But I know I'm being a whole hypocrite saying that 'cause I'm platforming the whole my goddamn channel. But that's 'cause Tate in this motherfucker, bro. But then Tate ain't even giving bitch the business like he need to, bro. Anyway, y'all the motherfuckers even put me on this shit, bro. Hey, jump on this shit, Tate, Bonnie Blue. All right, let's get it, dog. I'm gonna get this shit a few more minutes, bro. If you don't start getting this bitch the business, I'm fucking out.
The money, get the boob jobs, get the house. And then suddenly they go, oh my God, I was forced into the industry. Oh my God, someone took all my money.
Have you ever considered a job as a lawyer? Because I could do with you. You're 100% right. So this is the false dichotomy of society, right? So this is the reason when I said I like what Bonnie does, because Bonnie completely 100% owns what she does, and she says it's my decision. And I've seen people try and lecture you. I've seen people sit there and try and lecture you and say like, oh, but you're a creature of God and you shouldn't be doing this. No, you should do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
It's up to you to do whatever you want. And you're not saying anybody tricked you into it. It's your decision. And let's be honest, when they talk about taking women back 100 years, let's actually be very honest here, Rob. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
There's always been whores.
It's the oldest profession.
Ancient Rome had whores. There's always been whores. The Aztecs had whores. You think there weren't concubines in the fucking Ming dynasty sucking little Chinese pee-pee? Of course there were. There's always been whores. It's the oldest profession in the world.
Exactly.
So do you think it's a legitimate job?
It is the oldest profession, but it ain't been the most glorified profession. And nowadays, these bitches out here are as popping as fucking A-list celebrities, bro. As popping as fucking politicians and shit, dog, because of how fucked up society is, bro. There's never been a time in history where hoes have been empowered to be hoes as much as they're empowered to be hoes today. Bitches deciding to not pursue respectable careers, doctors, attorneys, nurses. I mean, hell, get you a motherfucking tech job. No, they doing the easy way out, and it's gonna be detrimental to the motherfucker's future. Compounded with the fact that, you know, the modern women movement, women don't want to be traditional or traditional no more. They don't want to fucking have kids and all that, bro. We ain't ever struggled with no bullshit like this in the past. You know what I'm saying? Hoes is hoes. Bros treat them like hoes. I mean, every now and again, you get a motherfucking simp to marry a hoe or whatnot, but it wasn't causing no ripple throughout society, bro, when this fucking whore agenda is literally fucking everything up, man. In addition to social media or whatnot, you got this shit is influencing little kids and shit, bro. Like, you got girls out here want to grow to be a motherfucking Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, bro. Just a couple steps away from sucking a dick professionally. We ain't gonna fucking sit here minimizing the impact that, you know, Slordom has today, man. Because Slordom's fucking everybody up. You know, I wonder if we could get an accurate account of the percentage of women today, regardless of demographic, age, location, sex, whatever the fuck. Get a gauge on the percentage of women who have legitimately considered pursuing an OF career as opposed to their career, as opposed to doing it the right way, bro. Right? I bet you it's fucking out. I bet you it's astronomical, dog. Right? That they've legitimately considered it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Was looking up shit, trying to see the best thing, the easiest way to do it, bro. I bet you was like, goddamn, 70%, bro. Considered it, dog. Right? Fell for the fucking trap, bro.
Making fucking loads of money. So here's where do you draw the line? If we're going to live in this false dichotomy, because the world was very simple once, not too long ago. And men had this terrible misogynistic view, which I, of course, don't agree with, that women can't make their own decisions because they're naturally chaotic. And when women decide anything, life's fucked up. In fact, these men, these men in their disgusting misogyny believed if you gave women the vote, we'd end up with open borders and drag queen story hours. So they didn't give women the vote. Then they did give women the vote, and society took a particular direction.
Yep.
But when men were in charge of things, women didn't have to worry about what they can do with their life because their father took care of it and then their husband took care of it. But now we live in a brand new world where women can make all of their own decisions. And the path she's chosen, I don't think is any different than most paths women take. I think she's just more honest about it and more upfront about it. If you're going to go to Dubai and meet a girlfriend and you think she hasn't been fucking for money the entire time she was living in Dubai, then you're an idiot. If you're in Miami and you got girls on your boat and you think they're not fucking for money all of the time, now they may not say per hour, but they'll be fucking a guy they barely like to get their rent paid, or they're fucking a guy they barely like because he has a car.
Yeah.
So women are fucking for money all the time anyway. That's all women do now. The entire Western world is women fucking for money. So how hypocritical would it be for me to sit here and say, Bonnie, who's honest, who monetizes it directly with her own media empire, who's upfront about it and makes money from it, is a worse person than the girl who walks around like she's goody two-shoes and then sucks dick in a Magaluf toilet. Because that's what most girls are doing anyway. Mm-hmm. Rob, the world's fucked. They're all like this. Rob, they're all the same.
You trying to say I'm not special now?
No, I'm saying you're special, actually, because you've gone so far through. You've come out as the queen of it. Congratulations.
But didn't you say this kind of thing is the demise of Western society?
I mean, if I was a misogynist, I would believe this is the final end result of feminism and the end times are here and that nobody's going to have kids anymore and that the idea of a beautiful marriage between a man and a woman is now completely gone. I mean, if I was a disgusting misogynist, but since they keep raising...
But you don't have one beautiful marriage, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Have you slept with 1,057 women?
At least.
So are you quite similar?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's the male's prerogative to impregnate as many females as possible. This is the masculine prerogative. This is biologically my prerogative is to do that.
I think we should do a breeding competition. We'll see if you can get a girl pregnant quicker than I can get pregnant.
Well, I mean, that'd be a good competition. I think I'd win. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, but it's interesting because you have to look at society. When you look at these things, you have to look at society from an animalistic perspective and a societal perspective. From the animalistic perspective, it is the masculine imperative to get as many women as possible pregnant.
Yeah, but
if you want to be purely
it's
animalistic,
not 1,512.
No, but let's be purely animalistic. Let's talk about this like professionals. If a man is high value, high testosterone, alpha male, whatever you want to call him, right? His imperative is to impregnate women. And he wants to take care of those women and take care of those kids. He's not overly interested in the kids. It doesn't mean he doesn't love them. It means he doesn't want to sit there and play with them all day. When you see a man who wants to play with a baby all day, that man is probably gay.
So it doesn't mean he wants to fuck the kid.
No, never.
Hey, I just stay here for the sound bites, bruh. Cause you know, I'm sick of the same. I'm sick of the same conversation every fucking day, bruh. But the sound bite go crazy, bruh. If you see a dad that just wants to play with his kid all day, he's probably gay. Cuz just know how to go viral, bruh. I ain't never heard no shit like that in my life, bruh.
The female imperative is to find a man who's obsessed with her so that when she gets pregnant, she's going to have protection and provision when she's not capable of looking after herself. That is the female biological imperative, and the masculine biological imperative. It's actually against the female biological imperative to do what Bonnie is doing, I would argue, traditionally. But that means you break paradigms. That's great. But feminism and society and this brand new societal conditioning is convincing women that what they're supposed to do, which is find a man they love and be obsessed with him and get pregnant from him, is the wrong thing to do. Well, then let's all just become sex workers now.
But you disagree with that feminist problem.
I don't have an opinion, Rob, because I have 14 criminal cases. I don't have an opinion. I'm just here. I'm a commentator. I'm just commentating.
Commentators have opinions.
I don't have an opinion. No, I don't have an opinion. Women can do whatever they want. Women are fantastic. We live in this great society now where women are girl bosses and better than us, while also are equals at everything, while also everything they do they regret was a man's fault somehow. As Bonnie described, they were tricked into it. So we live in this impossible situation where a man can't possibly win anyway, no matter what opinion he has. But I'm just saying it would be unprofessional and hypocritical of me to sit here and think that Bonnie is doing anything different or anything bad or anything wrong when she does the same thing 99.9% of Western women do anyway.
Okay, so Bonnie...
You get one extreme to the next. You get the women like me that are just sluts, and then you get the others that are lazy and won't even get on their knees and give a blowjob.
And they're sluts too. No, but this is the thing. They're sluts too. They're just sluts for a different guy, or they were sluts for their ex, and they're not sluts for the new guy. These women are sluts too. It's all the same.
But I used to be a full service sex worker, like an escort, and I used to judge men that cheated. And then when I actually started speaking to these men, I was like, you know what? They've got a point. They're going to work. They're looking after their kids. They're still emptying the dishes because the wife's now refusing to do that, saying it should be equal. And then I say, well, when's the last time she gave you a blowjob? When's the last time she fucked you? They couldn't name it. They couldn't even list the amount of times where they've had sexual intercourse. I'm like, of course you're going to need that. Of course you're going to cheat. So how can I ever say women are anything but lazy and poorly educated?
So do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years. Taking control of your...
Hey, say it again.
How can I ever say women are anything but lazy and poorly educated?
So do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years. Of
what?
Taking control of your body.
Correct.
Being independent. I earn my own money. I don't rely on a guy. I'm
Girl
paid
power.
Exactly. I'm paid more than other
100%.
guys.
Do you think...
She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years. Absolutely correct.
And now
I'm not going to sit here and lecture you about God. I'm not going to sit here and no, that's all bullshit. She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years.
Yeah.
Women believe that they can do whatever they want.
Do you think they should be able to?
Listen, brother, I have 14 criminal cases. I don't want to be called a misogynist by the BBC. That would break my heart. That's not up to me. We're all individual sovereign people, and we make our own decisions. If women want to run around and do whatever they want to do, it's up to them. My point is, all women, on some scale, are doing what Bonnie Blue is doing. However, Bonnie Blue's just the best at it. She's the best. She's the queen of it. So why? It's
not all women are doing.
Let me ask you a question. If a man walks into Starbucks and steals a chocolate bar, he's a thief. Yeah, correct.
Not in London.
Well,
it's legal.
Yeah. And if a banker manages to liquidate a ton of stock illegally in the stock market or rip off a bunch of people with a false investment fund, whatever it is, he's a thief, right? The morality is the same, whether you're stealing from the Wall Street or you're stealing from Starbucks. The morality of it is the same. But people will sit there and argue that the banker is somehow worse than the guy who stole the chocolate bar because of how much he stole. I wouldn't argue there's a difference in morality. There's a difference in capability. But the morality is the same. The banker's just smarter.
I'm just a clever slut.
You're just very...
Nah, bruh. I mean, she's a clever slut, bro. But we can't do that, dog. We can't do that. That's absolutely bullshit, bro. There's levels to everything. Simply stealing a candy bar from a gas station is not in the same stratosphere as illegally liquidating assets from businesses, bro. One has substantially more impact than the other. It's a big difference from a Bonnie Blue compared to your typical Western woman who provides sex transactionally with a partner for in any capacity, bro. First of all, most of these women are doing shit behind closed doors, right? When you expose that shit for the entire world to see, that makes the scenario that much worse. So the whole world can see what the fuck she's doing. And what the fuck she's doing is not typically what women do. 1,057 tips at one time, bro. Come on, man. Exposing yourself to God knows what from God knows who. It's levels, bro. I get what he's saying, man. He's calling all women sex workers, right? And I understand where he's going with it, dog, but come on, bro. That's why if someone gets caught stealing a candy bar from a motherfucking gas station, he gonna get slapped on the hand compared to a banker that liquidates assets, bro. He's gonna go to prison for 15 years, right? It's not the same at all, dog. Which is why the world looks at this bitch a whole lot differently than, just a girl out of Miami fucking for a date. Even though these hoes ain't shit, bro, but they're not in the same universe, bro.
You're just very good. She is very good at what she's decided to do. If you're gonna be a whore, and most women watching this, and most men, hello, your wife, yeah, her, they're all whores anyway. If you're gonna be a whore, no disrespect, you may as well be fucking good at it. Get a media empire, get rich, let everyone know your name, and get paid. Why are you going out to the pub, getting drunk, and meeting a man who's funny, and getting fucked in a toilet for free? Are you dumb?
They are, though. Women are stupid.
They're stupid. So Bonnie's just the smartest. She's the Wall Street banker of this whole shit. I respect that much more than these other girls. Rob, I grew up in Luton, England, bruv. You think I don't know hoes? You think I haven't seen it? You think I haven't walked in the toilet and some bitch has got 5 dudes hanging out of her? This is the Western world. This is feminism. This is what all you white boys wanted. All you white men listening to women all the time, women get to opinions all of a sudden. This is what you built. Congratulations.
So you blame men?
Well, 100%.
Absolutely.
Because everything's men's fault, because men are the only ones who can apply force to scenarios. Women can't apply force. Men apply force. If there's something we don't like, we apply force to the situation. We could force this away. We could force most things away. So everything's absolutely men's fault. And this came from, the feminism and the women's sexualization and the liberation, a lot of it came from beta males hoping to get some pussy. That's what it came from. If we told girls to be hoes, I might get a little bit. Because the natural order of the universe is the big gorilla, top G, smart. I'm so fucking smart. The big gorilla, top G, has a bunch of women, and then the small gorilla has nothing. This is the natural order of the universe. It's actually kind of still like that in many ways. There's a guy with the yacht with 10 wives, and then there's a guy with...
It absolutely is still like that now, regardless of how disgusting feminism has gotten because of how it's tainted society. The big gorilla still applies, bro, because the fucking federal government is still the big gorilla. The men that run society are still the big gorillas, bro. And this is how they like it. And it's like you said, it's all men's fault. It's all men's fault, bro. And men do not know the amount of power that they have, bro. All you gotta do is just get some fucking discipline about your ass, get some self-respect about your ass, and not fall victim to this shit. Be a fucking dog, bro, and take your shit, man. We could flip this shit right the fuck back the way it needs to be, dog, if men knew how much power that they fucking have.
I'm not doing enough, beating myself up for things that I can't control.
Why do you do that to yourself? You know exactly what you need to do to get where you need to be, don't you?
My problem is believing in myself without trying to seek someone else's validation.
You know how any relationship goes. There's good things and there's bad things. But I would definitely say I was led a little astray, which I don't necessarily like admitting that.
That's life though, bro. That's the first part of it,
No,
dog.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking way too far in the future too, I think, and it's just kind of pressurizing.
It sounds like you're putting too much pressure on yourself, to be honest, bro.
You know, I was looking at the things that happened over the past few years, and, you know, it led me to finding you and being a part of this community. Because if I would have kept going where I was going, I wouldn't be here. And
A lot of men are struggling, and too many are doing it alone. No guidance, no community, no place just to be real. That's why I built this community. No ego, no judgment, just men empowering men. So if you're lost or you're tired or unfulfilled, pull up. Let's help you find your purpose, find your drive, and stand with others who get it. Join you, yield to nothing, overcome anything, unbreakable to everything. The fact that there's 1,000 motherfuckers anywhere that volunteer to fuck this whore, bro. I don't give a damn if there is 4 billion motherfuckers on the goddamn earth, dog. The fact that she got 1,000 motherfuckers to sign up to do that shit, bro. Should show. Hell no. You can go just get your own whore by yourself. Just y'all have a one-on-one shit. You know what I'm saying? Men are more fucked up than women are. Because men allowed women to be the way that they are.
But beta males didn't like that because they couldn't obviously compete with the top guy. So they've tried to push this sexual liberation, hoping to get a little bit of pussy, and it probably works a little bit. But society's destroyed by extension. If you want to look at society for what it is, because what is society anything other than rearing and raising children? That's what society should be, I would argue. Society should be, the primary function of it should be, let's have kids so that we have a population. We have a population collapse in the West.
Yeah, I think they should have a choice. I before used to think, oh my God, I really want kids, I want a family. But it's because I was so naive to what else was open to the world. I just thought, okay, I need to get married. I need to, have children. I need to get a good job. And that was what I thought life was. And then I was like, fuck, there's so much more to life rather than just staying in that, finishing school, going to uni, getting married, buying a house. And you just copy everyone else. Like half the shit we do is because someone else has done it.
Okay, Bonnie, so let me ask you a question. I agree with you that now that we've opened up female horizons with education, with jobs, with the capability of making money, with Instagram and all these offers they get to fly around the world and all these things, women don't want to have kids or they want to have kids later because they have a lot more options. I agree with you. But would you argue, if you were to look at it selflessly, not about the ant, but about the ant farm at large, that keeping women's horizons more narrow so they focused on rearing children would be better for society than the current society we're in, where we have to import a whole bunch of fuck knows who's into the country to try and maintain a population because the white people aren't even having any fucking kids because the white women are too busy sucking dicks in Magaluf.
Did you understand that?
To a certain degree, but I also couldn't give a shit. The world's going to shit anyway. So whether or not we've got more kids in it or not, it's fucked regardless. So just live your life the best. You're going to be dead for however many years anyway.
Fair.
So don't stress too much.
Fair.
Nihilistic
Fair. And this is
shit.
what I like about Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue is my favorite. This is my favorite everything. Fair. Because what you just said, I understand and I agree with.
But it's selfish.
But what have I
But
said?
why should I not be selfish? Why should I give a shit about someone else that pays less tax than me, has, sits and complains, makes shitty TikToks about me? Like, I couldn't give a shit if your life's going to shit. By the looks of it, you live in a council house, you've got a couple of kids with different dads. I don't care. So why should I sit there and think, fuck, I should do something to help you? I don't care. I should focus on myself. And if more people did that, the world would actually be a better place. But they've become so fixated on other people. I'm like, where's your life? Why are you not focusing on yourself? Like, look in the mirror, you're fat. Go and do something about it. Your teeth have that much plaque on it. Like, you're fucked. Like, there's no way out for you.
No, but what
Is this a good role model?
No, yes, because what what Bonnie's saying is important here, and it's not about what she's saying. It's about the general attitude. Because what I want to make clear, the reason society was run by men for so long is that men have a different biological instinct to women, and we're prepared to suffer for the greater good. Women are not very good at suffering. Men are good sufferers.
Look back at the wars. There's so much evidence of it.
Well, of course. And also, let's just look at the normal family. You talked about these men who come and see you, right?
Yeah.
But happy wife, happy life is true. And the reason it's true is because if the wife is unhappy, everyone's miserable because she'll make sure of it. But if the man's unhappy, everyone else can be happy. He'll suffer. He'll sit with no sex. He'll go to work every day.
Yeah.
He won't see his friends. He'll be miserable. He'll be depressed. He'll still pay the bills. He'll still pay the taxes. And everyone else gets to be happy. Men are good at suffering. Women are spiteful sufferers. And for that reason, they struggle to do anything. They struggle to suffer themselves for any greater good. Men have always died for a greater good. Men have always said, this is bad for me, but it's good for society. Bonnie just quite correctly, quite pertinently highlighted the fact that she believes in living her life the best way that she wants to live so she is happy. And I agree with you. That's what you should do. That's fine. Because you're a woman. That's how women think. Women don't think I shouldn't do this because I care about society by and large. Women don't think that way. And once you understand that logic, you can extrapolate that out to the fact that women shouldn't be in charge of a country ever, because women are not prepared to take a bullet for a country ever.
I mean, I guess I contradict myself a little bit because I help society out a lot. And I do that because well, do you see how many dicks I drain? How many balls I've been emptied out on my face? How many cream pies I've taken and scooped it out? Like,
And how does that help society?
sex workers help, like, reduce rape rates by over 30%.
That sound like a stat you just made up.
No, Google it.
Yeah, that's probably true. Mental health.
But
is good for mental
how
health
would they
as
be
well.
able to? How would they be able to track that stat though? I'd imagine there's some truth to it though. I'd imagine there is some truth to that. Bro, can you imagine? But somebody gonna do it, dog. If somebody gonna do it, like, can you imagine somebody getting this bitch pregnant? A man getting this bitch pregnant, dog. But there's plenty of men out here that are gonna get this bitch pregnant. You can find 1,057 motherfuckers to slide the tip in her in 12 hours, dog. You're gonna find plenty of beta, cuck, depressed, anxiety-ridden motherfuckers to come and get this bitch a baby, bro. And that shows you how sad men are today, bro. It's tough sledding out this bitch, bro. Pull up to my community, dog.
Like, reduce rape rates by over 30%.
Pull up to my self-development online community, bro. We gotta fix this shit, bro. We gotta fix this shit, dog. We need Teflon mindsets out this bitch, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck that. I don't give a fuck how much. You gotta value yourself, bro. You gotta respect yourself. You gotta respect where you put the tip, bro.
I've been emptied out on my face. How many cream pies I've taken and scooped it out. Like,
And how does that help society?
sex workers help, like, reduce rape rates by over 30%.
That sound like a stat you just made up.
No, Google it.
Yeah, that's probably true. Mental health, it's good for mental.
Let's Google it. Let's Google it. I'm trying to see how they track that bitch. On average, countries that liberalize commercial sex experience a decline in their rape rate by approximately 3 cases per 100,000 people, relative to countries that experience no legal changes in prostitution. Research suggests that legalizing or decriminalizing sex work would lead to a decrease in rape rates, while criminalization may increase them. Studies indicate that when sex work is legalized or decriminalized, there's often a reduction in sexual violence, including rape, reduced rape rates with legalization. Several studies have found, I'm trying to find 30%. I don't see no fucking 30%. Seems like a lot. I know it's going to be a little bit, bro. But then you got some rapists out here that just want to take it and don't give a fuck who it's from.
Mental health as well.
The true fact is 32%.
Yeah, stops men killing themselves. Sex work. Because sex work's an important part of the world.
So imagine, like, if you're
Are
a
you
rapist.
saying that because you had a webcam business?
I'm not saying that because I had a webcam business. I'm saying that because it's absolutely and utterly true. The only point I was making earlier about women being in charge, I was actually trying to get to a final point. And the final point, I would argue, is that Bonnie has done no damage to society compared to giving the women the vote.
I've basically been a community worker.
Absolutely.
For example,
do you vote?
Not, to be honest, I don't really know what's going on in the
Okay,
world.
so do you vote?
No.
Okay, she's perfect. she's out here. She's sucking dick.
I am wife material.
She's sucking dick. She's not voting. This is the kind of women we need. This is done. This is fine. If we stop women, we take the women's vote away. If you said to me, Andrew, fix society, all the women can either vote or be like Bonnie. I'd be like, make them all like Bonnie, give the men the vote back. We'll fix the whole country.
Even your daughter.
Yeah. Why would she need to vote? I'm voting. Why would she need to vote when I'm voting? You're going to vote against your father. What kind of world is that? You know, it's really interesting to me. Since I had daughters, and I have a bunch, people always said, when you get a daughter, you're going to change your opinions. No, I fucking didn't. When you have a daughter, you know, you see these dudes and they have a daughter and like the daughter's putting makeup on and they're like, girl dad. Just because you have a girl doesn't mean you become gay.
I think that's cute though.
No, I'm never gonna she's never gonna put makeup on my face. I'm never gonna be like, oh, my daughter wants, so I guess I just
sound
gave
like a farmer when you
She
say that.
melts my heart. No, you're gonna obey me because I am your parent. You are my child. My child can't vote against me ever. That's civil war. That's against the rules of. That's against the just working of the universe, sir. For me to have a certain opinion and my own offspring to have countering opinions. Then I'm going to be sitting at some fucking dinner table in 20 years. And my daughter or my sons, any of them, are going to be there arguing with me about anything. Actually, in school, I learned, you better shut the fuck up. Because you're in my fucking house. It's my mansion. It's the Tate millions. You're living on my money. You're going to do as I fucking say.
And it's factual.
Yeah, like, Rob, what have I said that's incorrect? And the reason I'm saying all these things is to highlight how it's awfully hypocritical for anybody in modern Western society, anybody who believes in women's liberation, anyone who believes women should be allowed to vote, anyone who believes in women are allowed to lead a country, anyone who listens to their wife's stupid opinions on anything, to give Bonnie a second of hard time. Because it's all the same thought pattern. It's all the same thought process. If you're a man who says, I have a wife and we got married when she was a virgin and she doesn't vote and she obeys me absolutely and I'm the king of this household, then maybe you could have an opinion. But if you're going to sit there and go, oh, my wife has a past, but I love her anyway, then fucking shut the fuck up. And that's 99% of men. Rob, do you understand that about 3 times a week I see a woman I've plowed get married on Instagram? Do you understand? I see it. I see the man walking down the aisle holding her hand, doing the whole humiliation ritual. I see the whole thing. He got on one knee. And I just watched it. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though.
No, but there is.
Of course you would.
Why? Like,
Because I know what happened that night.
people
So
have
it
got
is.
fucked.
Well,
But-
aren't you under investigation for things like that?
Give a fuck. But the point is this. If that man's going to go, everyone has a past, then who is he to comment on anything else? Because her past was me, sir.
So are all of your girlfriends virgins before you?
Well, here's where you have to, as a man, do your best to find a woman, if you want to take her seriously, with as little history as possible, if that's the kind of thing that bothers you.
And
But-
does it bother you?
Well, it depends.
I mean,
Because-
surely your best place to go then is high school.
Well, we have to be careful. I'm under investigation here. But it depends because there's different categories of women.
Bro, I'm gonna see him talking
Right?
way out of this shit.
Everything in life is actually fine if you keep everything in the right place. If you use a fork for forking and a spoon for spooning, everything's fine. It only gets confusing when you try and mix the two up. All men love whores. Men love whores.
We've got good technique.
Of course.
Andrew
Any man who
knows.
sits there and says
Do you
he
love whores then?
Well, any man who says he doesn't love whores is a fucking liar.
So you love horse?
Well, if I'm on a boat in Miami, I don't want
Would you
nuns.
prefer a blowjob with your teeth or the mouth? You need someone with experience.
Well, if you want girls who are just a good time, they're not going to be that emotionally invested. They're probably going to be sluts. If you're going to go to a party with 20 women, you want women who are just a good time. Good time women are hoes and men love hoes. But men want the dichotomy because we want our cake and eat it. We want a wife and we want hoes and we want both. It only gets confusing for a man when he puts them in the wrong category. What will happen is a man will meet a hoe, fall in love with her because he can't control himself, and then try and say, oh no, she's wifey because he's in love with her because he's an idiot. But if you're me and you can sit and go, okay, that one's a good one. She's wifey. Those are the hoes. They're this. And you just keep everything in its right place. It's fine.
So Bonnie's a hoe.
I don't want to insult Bonnie Blue.
You can't insult me.
I mean, you called her
Well-
a hoe when I last talked to you.
No, I said she was a whore. And
I said, what's the difference between a
Big
hoe and a
difference.
whore?
well, there is a big difference because whores get paid. And whores are actually a much higher social standing than a hoe because hoes are fucking dumb and they're doing it for free.
Yeah.
Whores make money. So I think she's
I
a
didn't
whore.
know that difference.
Well, now you do.
Now I do.
I always
So-
say people can call me a prostitute, slut, slag, whore, whatever. I don't care. Like, you just can't insult me. Like, I own it. Whatever word you want to call me, whether you
But
say I'm
it's not even
disgusting.
insulting. It's just a factual description.
Yeah.
It's a factual description.
If anything, it turns me on.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
By the time you finish calling me a whore, I'm going to leave this chair with a wet patch.
Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
Sheesh.
I have that effect anyway. But the point I'm making here is any man who sits and goes, oh, I hate whores, I hate hoes, that's all a fucking lie.
All that shit is pointless. Once you get to a certain point mentally, right, you don't need to be around any of that shit, dog, because it's just a fucking waste of time, a waste of space, and a liability at the end of the day, man. So, and I've heard Tate speak on these countless times about, you know, how he ain't fucking and he ain't trying to be around degenerate, whatever. So, like, he sound like a hypocrite at this point, man. But I ain't really trying to, like, focus it on him directly, even though he's including himself in the conversation, man, because he's applying all these generalities to himself. Any man that says he doesn't like whores is a liar. That's absolutely cap, because you're looking at one. Point blank, period. It's once upon a time, right? We classifying hoes as hoes. Definitely not whores. The way he classified it, like whores and hoes. Hoes just do it for free and whores get paid from it. Nah, I ain't never had no problem with whores, but like, but once you come of a mind that most men will never have, and that's the thing, dog. You can see it for what it is, and it's just meant for a distraction to keep you off your fucking game. And for that reason alone, you should not be attracted to it. Yeah, there's that biological impulse that want to have you gravitate towards bitches out here bouncing ass and popping titties and shit, bro. But once you look at it, once you see it for what it is, it should fester nothing but disgust in you, dog, because it's meant to knock you off your game. Right? There's no purpose for it outside of fulfilling your own lustful desires, but that's the game. That's how men get fucked. And I'm getting off topic, bro, but like, especially his ass shouldn't be putting that out there, bro, because the only way to fix any of this degenerate shit, the only way to get these Bonnie Blues the fuck out of here is to have men take accountability over what they are victims to. You shouldn't fall victim to anything, right? You control your shit in every capacity. You need to dictate your terms and create your own path, and regardless of what distraction is there, here we're talking about ass, right? You're in control of how you respond when you see said ass, whether it be a whore, a hoe, or wifey. You're in control of how you react to it, right? And if you react in a way where it's detrimental to you when it serves you no purpose, you are being weak. You are being a victim to your impulses. You are allowing something else to control how you act. That's not being a man, where you're giving your power away. Men are out here giving their power away to useless whores. You can apply that mindset into anything in life that triggers you some type of way emotionally, that then is followed up by an action you take. Bro, don't allow anything out here to make you do anything. For all that shit screams is weak, and rightfully so. Most men are weak, and you have an Andrew Tate basically telling on himself. That's what needs to be hammered in men. Don't give no pussy no power. Don't give anything no power over you. And everything that you respond to needs to serve you some benefit, some value to make you better, to make you greater, right? And there's arguments so there are whores that make men better, that need it, but these are minority. These men are not making a pendulum swing at all. Most men are victim to their impulses. Most men are weak when it comes to bitches. We need to fix that because men control everything. All right, let's go.
But there's scenarios in which they're not. So everyone has their standing in life. Everyone has their place in life.
Yeah.
Bonnie, even I would argue, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but you can correct me. Bonnie will have sex with one man, or have sex with a certain type of man, or have sex with whoever, but she'd marry a different type of man. To marry someone is different than having sex with someone. You wouldn't just marry anyone, would you? You'd have to kind of like him.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be completely different. Like, I generally have sex with anyone of legal age, but if I'm thinking of marriage, it's completely different.
Okay, so even in Bonnie's mind, there are people she treats a certain way and respects in a certain way, and there's people she has sex with without any emotional attachment. That's exactly how it is as a man. There's a woman you'll treat a certain way and have a certain amount of feeling for, and there's women you just fuck. That's it. So everything's actually fine. Men saying they hate whores and they hate all this, that's all a fucking lie. Men love whores.
I'm trying to get bros to hate whores. The objective is to get men to hate whores. And it should be easy to hate whores once you realize the damage it is doing to you. We're at a pivotal moment here in society, ladies and gentlemen. And at some point, something got to change, something got to give, bro. And when men take it upon themselves to do better, be better, think better, act better, bro, we can fix all this shit, bro. You need to understand and internalize the amount of damage these whores is having on you. This porn is having on you. Social media is having on you, bro. It's a game meant to keep you fucking numb. It's a game meant to keep you castrated. It's a game meant to keep you controlled. Yes, hoes have been around since the beginning of time, but there's never been a time ever where men have been this fucking docile because of the amount of power pussy has over them. Because men are so fucking weak. And when you understand that attack, it should piss you off. This is the time where men need to get pissed off when they see that shit, bro. Register these impulses you get when you see something out there meant to lure you in sexually. Register that as, oh, this is an attack on me, bro. This is a direct attack on me. This is a direct attack on men. Process it like that. Rewire your brain like that, dog. Instead of rewiring your brain to these cheap dopamine thrills while you jacking off to bitches, bro. Rewire your brain to get pissed off when you see that shit. And then appreciate when good women come around, dog, and give these women the attention. That's how you really flip this shit and empower men that do this. Instead of saying, nah, bro, that's not how men are. Men supposed to bust nuts and get. But yeah, I get it, bro. But we ain't never been here before. And something got to give. And ain't shit gonna give until men act right. Because men can't get right now.
So you're asking me, my girlfriends. Well, I mean, it depends. If you catch me on a boat, if you catch me on my yacht with 25 women, are they all virgins? Fuck no. But do I have children from some virgins? Yes.
If you ever host a virgin party, count me in.
How would you get into a virgin party?
Well, no, but I'll be there to take the virginities. I'm obsessed with it.
Why are you obsessed with taking boys' virginities?
Well, just like how Andrew likes 18-year-olds.
Wait, careful.
Hey, bruh, she predatory, dog. Cause it's been a couple of fucking headlines around these teachers and older women out here getting these little boys and shit, bro.
An Illinois special education teacher arrested on sexual assault charges against a 15-year-old student. Newly surfaced body cam video capturing the moment that she was taken into custody.
She's I mean, she gotta be fucking psychotic, bro, to be empowered to doing what she doing, bro. But she a predator, dog. Clearly, she's killing men generally, man. But it was always interesting to me, the dynamic of like women being predatory on little boys, man, because it goes against everything biology-wise, society-wise, man. Men want younger and inexperienced, and women want older and more experienced. And she's the antithesis of that. She likes taking men's virginity, bro. She a pedophile, dog. She got pedophile on her, bro. You better watch this one, bro.
Careful now.
Sorry, should I go
I'm
younger?
under investigation. What I have said.
Andrew, 18 is a legal age. I don't know what you class as legal.
No,
but
18 is legal. You're right.
Yeah.
But the reason, actually, and it's interesting you said this, but the reason men prefer younger women is because they have less history. That's why. The
Yeah.
average 22-year-old has lived less life than the average 30-year-old. That's why men prefer younger women in general.
Society is flipping that right now, bro. You poll these 30-year-olds, these 32-year-olds, bro, 27-year-olds, dog, and compare it to the bodies these 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old girls is getting, bro. Shit. Because generationally they different, dog. This shit gonna be flipped, dog. These bodies that these girls are racking up in high school, college, in the day and age of social media, and don't have no discipline and all this out here just throwing the pussy haywire, bro, compared to these women that are in their professional career ages, dog. Shit. It's not what it comes from. It's just younger women are more fertile, dog. That's what the fuck it comes down to.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just clarifying because everything gets clip farmed, and before you know it, I'm back in handcuffs.
So not 18, 19. But I'd happily take an 18-year-old on their birthday. Like
Why?
closer to 18. I just want them, to be young, innocent. I want to strip them from that. I want to
steal
take
their
their
innocence.
I want to watch
Like
their
Shang Tsung.
toes curl
Yeah,
up as
she
they
a
come
man,
for the first
bro.
time from a girl. Like, I love that.
She a fucking pedophile ass man in that head, bro. That's crazy.
And I also think it's educational. So I'm obsessed
How's
with
it educational?
You think about sex education at school. It's from a middle-aged teacher that's not been laid. And they basically say you have sex or you're probably going to die from an STD. There's no information. If anything, they should whip up one of my DVDs, put it on screen and show, look, that's how the dick enters the pussy. This is how you get a girl wet. There's none of that. So me having sex with them shows this is a woman's body. Yes, a woman's, Andrew, not trans.
Jeez,
And
nuts.
I don't think you're trans.
And
We'll come to that.
they don't know how to pleasure a girl. They've not touched a girl. They've just watched videos, online where they're slapping, they're choking, they're hair pulling. And then they go to do it on a woman or a girl for the first time.
That's
She's
terrible.
probably going to cry rape the next day.
Yeah, you're probably going to get a criminal charge of that.
Which is
Yeah.
the direct implication of porn now too, because porn got kids' heads fucked up because porn is hyper sexualized and aggressive and different genres of it. That's not how people fuck day to day. So even what the fuck she's saying with porn, it's gonna fuck kids up. So you got little kids out here pumping girls in the butthole now because they see it on porn. Don't know how to prepare for it, don't know how to experience it. People getting fucked up, goddamn booty holes falling out and shit, bro. Like,
Sued if that happens this time.
Probably need to talk from experience there. But like with me, I love educating them. Like they've never fingered a girl before. They've never...
So you
learnt what
educate
they
your
like.
guys when you sleep with them?
Not all the time. Some of them are in their 80s and their wife's dead. Like they've been having sex for years. But some of them are 18 and haven't lost their virginity. They haven't been having sex. So I love lying there and saying, look, do whatever you want to me, trial and error. And if anything, I'm protecting women because then the next girl they sleep with, they know how to choke properly. They know how to slap. They know how to fuck. And they know how to pleasure her. And also I give them such a safe environment. Like I mean, if you had an 18-year-old son, would you send him to me on his
Hell
18th
no.
birthday?
Hell no. Fuck no.
No.
Hell no.
Okay, so your son will probably lose his virginity after going to a club. He's probably been drinking, the girl might have done drugs. They then go back to some hotel or
I
parents'
don't
house,
think
whatever.
I'm raising him that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
but regardless.
What about if he falls in love and loses his virginity to someone he loves?
And what if the world becomes a really happy place? You're talking, it's unrealistic. When people lose their virginity, it's probably after a night out.
So it's more realistic I send my son to you.
Yeah.
Who slept with 1,000.
Are you saying, Rob, that your children are going to do what you want? Is that
On
what
your
you're trying to
18th,
say?
on his 18th
Because
birthday, I'll
they're
go and find
independent
him.
people, Rob.
They are.
No, they
They
can
are.
make
Now
their
he's
own decisions,
controlling.
Rob.
They
Don't
can.
come out with that crap.
But
Well,
when you
I think my kids are. You don't have kids, and I think my kids are older than your kids. So de facto, I think I've got a bit more experience in being a dad. Because everyone
18
talks about how it is until their kids actually do.
I'm not about to have this bitch breathing the same air as my little boy. Or as my grown son at that point. Or however the fucking old he is, bro. That's on the parents, dog, to get your damn kids prepared to go out there and venture off. Especially nowadays, bro. Especially now. Not so much back in the day, bro, because shit wasn't fucked up. But now you got to weaponize your kids to the teeth and have some uncomfortable conversation with them motherfuckers early, bro. How the fuck I look like disrespecting the fruit of my loins by allowing a bitch that's gotten billions of kids poured on her face and her hair and her eye? Bruh, she got so much DNA. And you think I'm about to have my kid come up with that, man? The fuck? The fuck, man? It ain't that damn serious, bro.
And which they do.
No, they won't.
Right, Rob, on your son's 18th birthday, I'll be stood on the driveway with a balloon and a happy birthday card. I'll take his virginity, but I'll take him to a safe, controlled environment. I'm not going to cry rape the next day. I'm STD tested. I can educate him on a body. So the next girl he sleeps with, because if that's the girl he falls in love with, she's going to want a good shag. She's going to want to be pleasured. She's want to walk away from it going, fuck, that was good. Yeah, I want to see him again. I want to stay loyal to him because he was amazing in the bedroom.
Rob, you should do it.
Do you really believe this?
Rob, do
Yeah.
it.
Okay, would you send your son to Bonnie, age 18 birthday?
I don't need to, but you need to.
Are you judging me,
Yeah,
Andrew?
well, I'm just saying that, like.
Andrew, I do father and son as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
No thanks. But
Brother and brother?
No,
Bit of double
no way.
penetration?
no way.
Well, you need to find out if I'm trans. I think you and your brother, double penetration, then you'll know the truth.
Okay, first things first. You're not trans, and I knew you weren't trans.
Is that
100%.
because you've had multiple wanks?
No, it's just 100%.
Or is
you're
that
not
because
trans.
you left this at my last event? Oh, you don't want to touch it? I thought you might be thirsty. You want to rinse it for cum?
Bonnie. Bonnie. I knew you weren't trans. However,
Yeah.
I would argue that a lot of the men who fuck you are gay.
Facts.
No, it can be intimidating, though,
Facts.
guys.
No, it's not about intimidation.
Facts.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, because
Their dick is entering a pussy.
there's too much male DNA all around that scenario.
Absolutely.
The reason I find female promiscuity, by and large, from my
Yeah.
personal sexual appetite, quite disgusting, is because I don't like the thought of other men anywhere near what I'm gonna fuck. I'm so not gay that I don't like that there have been men there.
Except if you're on a boat with 25 of them.
Well, if that's whoreland. When you're if you're in whoreland, it's whoreland. You
So
don't
that's
care.
the fork box, not the spoon box.
I guess you could argue that, yes. My point is, if I was going to take a woman seriously, the idea of another man being near her, I find repulsive. And I find it repulsive because the idea of the man repulses me by and large.
Yeah.
Any man who's happy to have sex with that many other men, when there's that much other male DNA in the room, I would
Gay as
argue
fuck.
has a streak of homosexuality. to
Gay
some
as
degree.
fuck.
I would argue that those
Yeah.
men are gay. Now, you're not trans, but I don't think a straight man wants to fuck a pussy that's had 10 dicks in it, or 20 dicks in it, or 50 dicks in it.
What about 1,057?
Well, I don't know. Maybe these men are just bi, or I don't know. Maybe they're desperate. You can argue lots of things. You
See,
know?
I don't agree, but I do get where you're coming from. Like, some of these guys, especially 6 hours in, they come to me. The floor's like an ice rink. There's that much cum on there. My face, I'm barely recognizable. Like, my hair is slicked back. My eyes are full of cum. Like, my whole body is so slippery from cum. And yet they still come, they kiss me, they touch me. And I think, fuck, what if they don't want to touch me because I'm covered in another guy's cum? And when I do the gangbangs and there's a lot of men together, I have security in that room. A lot of people assume that security's for me. It's not. It's for the other guys, because I'm always concerned, like, fuck, if another guy comes and it hits another guy, I don't want a fight to break out. I don't want them to be like, oh, that's gay, don't touch me. So there's always security when I do these events, but it's predominantly for the guys, because I'm scared a fight's going to break out because they think it's gay.
And you respect this profession?
I understand the profession. The profession's been around.
Bro, yeah, all right, I'm out on that. As much as I could judge her, as much as y'all could judge a Bonnie Blue, bro. It's the bros, dog. So what's the word for that type of motherfucker to be in there willingly and volunteer to kiss a woman that has been drenched in multiple men's semen? You kissing the hoe. You putting your dick in her. You probably eating the hoe. With other phalluses in the same room. And she own her shit, bro. Like, she ain't shit. She own it, bro. Whatever. Cool. Hey, she's an anomaly, dog. She's an anomaly, bro. But these men are not anomalies, bro. That's the variable in all this. That's the shit that's got to change, is these fucking men. These fucking men. You got to have respect for yourself, bro. So I don't give a damn how dry your shit is, dog. You ain't got to go out like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go out like that, dog. Man, bro, you gotta hate the shit. That's why I hate the shit. Can't stand this shit. Can't stand whores. Anything that's out here trying to feed off the male gaze. I can't stand any shit out here trying to monetize the male gaze. Because it's turning men to bitches. It's turning men to that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, bro.